Check out FlipsideGaming.com for all your gaming needs. Use the promo code HEROES to save 10% on all orders over $10. If you use this promo code for a discount between March 31st, 2023 and April 21st, 2023, you will automatically be entered into a sweepstakes where you could win a March of the Machine set booster box. There's also another way to enter where no purchase is necessary. See the link in the description below for full details. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to the special edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. It is that time of the week again to count down the 10 hottest cards of the week based on percentage value increases and the increases in the number of sales out there. We do have an interesting top 10 for you this week, cards moving for a variety of reasons, March of the Machine previews, there's new decks out there, and much more. Quickly before we get started though, just a fast reminder, if you go to FlipsideGaming.com, you can use the Heroes promo code to save 10% on orders over $10. Currently, you can pre-order March of the Machine products there. They have everything you see on the screen as well as the Commander decks. They also have their sweepstakes going on right now where you could win a March of the Machine set booster box. For details, just check out the link in the description below. Remember, if your order is over $100 or it consists only of singles, shipping will be free in the United States. Also, whenever you use the Heroes promo code, it does support the channel, which is always appreciated, so thank you. And without any further ado, let's get into it. Number 10 is Crystal Spray. This is up $2.22 this week to $9.20. That's a 32% increase. This is an older card yet to be reprinted, so it is hard to find online in high grade. It has traditionally seen a tad bit of Commander play, but it also is a card included in a kitchen table format that has been kicking around for a while, called Forgetful Fish. In that format, players play with one shared deck of 80 cards, and traditionally the deck contains 10 copies of Dandan and 6 copies of Memory Lapse, although there are variations on that. The rest of the deck will usually contain a number of blue tempo spells, including magical hack effects like this one. So that's all well and good, but why is this card hot right now? Well, that's because Ristic Studies did a YouTube video this week talking about the history and explaining how to play the format. Some key cards like this one immediately started to go up in value. In fact, TCG Player even put out an article about the format today, so that could possibly bring even more attention to it. And as you might have guessed, this is not the last card today we're going to talk about that is part of Forgetful Fish. Number 9 is Virtue's Ruin from Portal. It goes up $2.39 this week to $13.99. That's a 21% increase. There is also a From the Vault Annihilation copy of this card that hasn't really moved yet, but many players don't like that foiling in the From the Vault products. When it comes to gameplay, this was appearing in Legacy sideboards to deal with Mono White Initiative builds, but then White Plume Adventurer was banned in that format. However, you still see this in some vintage sideboards, since Mono White Initiative builds are still prevalent there. Number 8 is Exalted Flamer of Tzeentch. This is up $2.40 this week to $10.50. That's a 30% increase. And this card is from the Warhammer 40k Commander deck called the Ruinous Powers. Since its release, it has seen a fair amount of Commander play in a variety of decks, and it's even getting more play there in a build around a card from Phyrexia All-Be-One now. That is Ovika Enigma Goliath. The reason it's moving this much now, though, is because of some March of the Machine preview cards. This could most certainly play well in Commander with the few cards that we've seen so far. Let's take a look. Chandra Hope's Beacon. We have Urabrask, which was just previewed not too long ago, and the other side of that card, the Great Work. And finally, all the way at the end, is Barolo and Kari Zev. But wait, there's more. There's also a couple cards from the Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves Secret Lair that could be moving Exalted Flamer of Tzeentch as well. Those are Simon, Wild Magic Sorcerer, and Edgin, Larcenous Lieutenant. Number 7 is Strange Hermit from Urza's Legacy. This is up $3.71 this week to $45.08. That is a 9% increase. Now, some reserve list cards have been moving up again recently, like this one. It does get a little Commander play. You do see it in Shatterfang Scroll General builds at times, for example, but also this gets a good amount of play in the pre-modern format. And that format has been impacting card prices more recently. Number 6 is Hex Parasite, up $4.64 to $9.05. That's a 105% increase. This does get a little Commander play, but there's a couple of reasons this is moving right now. Some are interested in this because of one of the Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth reveals. Let's take a look at that card. We've talked about it before, Tom Bombadil. But the bigger reason that Hex Parasite is moving this week is those battle cards from March of the Machine. Here's an example of one of the better ones, Invasion of Ikoria. And on the other side, you have Zelortha, Apex of Ikoria. So Hex Parasite can remove the defense counters from the battle cards. and when those counters are gone, you exile the card and you can cast the backside of the card for no mana cost. None of them actually have a mana cost on the back, so it should be pretty easy to remember. But regardless, I'm sure we're going to see Hex Parasite interact with a number of these battles in Commander. Number 5 is Mana Confluence from Journey into Nyx. It goes up $6.95 to $44.05. That's a 19% increase. In Pioneer, this is an Abzan Greasefang, and those decks are seeing a lot of play right now. That's the main reason the card's moving the way it is, but there's other factors involved too. It's also in 4-color auras and more in the Pioneer format. In Modern, it's in Dredge. Legacy, it's in Lion's Eye Diamond Dredge. This is also a big mana-based card in Commander. It's seeing more play now there too. It's in Atraxa Praetor's Voice decks, and they're getting a lot of play because of the support they receive from Phyrexia All Be One. It's also in builds around a couple new cards in that format. Atraxa Grand Unifier is one of them. Another is the Eternal Legendary Mirror from the new set, Urtet Remnant of Memnarch. And beyond all that, this was also in a Vazzy Keen Negotiator Commander deck on an Extra Turns episode of the Command Zone podcast this week, which could have brought a little more attention to it. Number 4 is Deflecting Swat. This goes up $7.31 to $58.71. That's a 14% increase. This card has been dipping a lot recently, as many speculated that it would see a reprint sometime soon, perhaps in Commander Masters. It is rebounding quite a bit now though. It's a very popular Commander card used in many different builds there, and this was also in the Vazzy Keen Negotiator deck on the Command Zone podcast this week. Number 3 is Maro Nar from Champions of Kamigawa. This goes up $7.63 this week to $41.50. That's a 23% increase. It is a popular commander, and it has been seeing more play thanks to a couple newer cards. Ash Code of the Shadow Swarm, and even more recently, Karumonix the Rat King. These cards are found in Maro Nar builds, and many times Maro Nar is in the 99 and decks around those two cards. Number 2, you probably saw this coming, Dandan. Usually I don't put Arabian Nights copies of cards in the top 10 video because they are very hard to find in high grade, but since the others are all moving up, I threw this on here. That copy is up $4.41 this week to $18.26. That's a 32% increase. The time-shifted copy from Time Spiral is up $4.65 to $8.70. That's a 115% increase. The Chronicles copy is up $6.19 to $6.84. That's a 958% increase. And the 5th edition copy up $10.41 to $11.38. That is a 1,078% increase if you're doing the math at home. And of course, as you know by now, this is moving because of the increased interest in Forgetful Fish due to the Ristic Studies video we discussed earlier. And coming in at number 1, the biggest financial spike of the week is Soul Spike. This goes up $13.30 to $14.73. That is a 929% increase. This has seen a tad bit of Commander play in the past, but now the Modern format is what's pushing it. Recently, a Modern Mono Black Burn deck showed up and started performing pretty well on MTGO. Since then, the deck has evolved into different variations. The most popular one currently is Rakdos, but regardless, all these different variations do run 4 copies of Soul Spike. We'll have to see if the deck can maintain a presence in the meta. It's still early, but right now, the deck and this card, which is yet to be reprinted, are hot. That will do it for our top 10 hot cards this week, but remember to join us this weekend for our regular episode of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch, where we deep dive into everything that's happening in the secondary market. Until then, though, hey, stay safe out there. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page, as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.